It's none of my business where you find the love of your life, whether it's at the mall or at home. Calling all my spice lover besties. Taco Bell just came out with their new Caliente Cantina Chicken menu, and we need to try it, obviously. Taco Bell's new Caliente Cantina Chicken menu is officially available, and of course, we're all obsessed. They have soft tacos, quesadillas, there's something for everyone. I am personally a taco lover, so that's what I got, and I'm also obsessed with burritos, so I got that too. If you are a spice lover like me, you're gonna need extra of their new Caliente sauce. It is made with red jalapeno peppers, and it is to die for. Literally just bathe me in it. I just want a full tub of it. And make sure you also get something to wash this down, because when I say it's spicy, I mean it's spicy. Now, did I basically get everything? Yeah. Yes, I did. And you know what? I regret absolutely nothing. Ooh, I'm so excited. Now, we all know I am a big fan of spice on this channel, okay? And they have the new Caliente sauce that is made with jalapeno. Oh, I'm so excited. I could smell the spice. Besties, I would say that the Cantina Chicken menu is like a friends to lovers, a slow burn, okay? They're cozy, we love her, we know her. And then the Caliente Cantina Chicken menu is like a spicy enemies to lovers. She scares you in the best way. She has the most reward. And just like with books, we all have preferences on our spice scale. For me, I have the exact same preference for food and books. The spicier, the better. First, I'm gonna try the quesadilla because I am obsessed with quesadillas. So we have to try that first. I feel like maybe I shouldn't put so much sauce. Okay. Oh, this chicken's good. Of course, I also have to try a crunchy taco because I love crunchy tacos, and I am gonna be putting more sauce because this sauce is so good. It is red jalapeno peppers. Yes. Now this taco gives me a fast burn, okay? I expected it to hit me right away, and it did. It did hit me right away. The Caliente Cantina Chicken menu would get a 5-star from me. So besties, release your inner spice and try the new Caliente Cantina Chicken menu with me. I love you. Hello, my shiny baes. Hello, my besties. Welcome to the ultimate guide to dark romance, part 2. That's right. The crowd goes wild. The crowd hasn't moved. The crowd is actually silent. Before I even begin this video, let me just tell you that... Oh, hi, Beepster. Howdy, sweetie. You want to partake?
I'm just gonna scooch in right here if you don't mind.
Oh, you want to partake here? Okay. That's nice. One thing about me is I will buy the same thing in a million different colors if I like it. If I like it, I'll just get it in a different color. You know what I mean? So I have been getting these comfort like sweat sets, and I have every fucking color, and I will proceed to have every color. Okay, Beepster, I see what's going on here. Okay. Right, so how are we gonna do this?
Please bore someone else with your questions.
You don't care. You don't care. You literally don't care. You just want to be comfy. Okay, I guess we'll wait. Part 2. Beep, bop, beep, bop, boop. It has been 20 minutes, but Beepster has decided he needs to move along. A time comes for a man to move along, Yvonne.
Time comes for a man to move along, Yvonne.
Anyway, this is part 2 of the ultimate guide to dark romance. If you don't know, in this channel, we do a little bit of ultimate guides, okay? Now, when I say ultimate guide, I mean it's literally just me acting like I know about the subject, okay? The ultimate guide, it's just, I'm the only one telling you that it's the ultimate guide. I'm the only one vouching for it, okay? So with that being said, proceed at your own risk. Anyway, a part 1. A year ago, we did part 1 to this, where I did the ultimate guide to dark romance books, and it's been a year. It's been a year. I've read so many different dark romances since then, so of course we have to update. Now, if you want to see me talk about any of these books, please hold. Please hold while I gather all of them. If you want to see me talk about these right here, oh, okay. Oh, I did not think this through. Okay, these, right there. Ta-da! If you want to see me talk about these, then go watch part 1. I'm not going to be talking about any of these again because I don't want to repeat myself. So every single one of these is mentioned in part 1. If you want to go watch that first, I'll wait until you're back. Are you back? Did you do it? I'm glad. Okay, today we're just gonna be talking about ones that I haven't talked about before. Well, no. Today is gonna be part 2. Today is going to be part 2 of that video. Yes, Great idea of mine. For sure, for sure. Oh, Beepster. Oh, no. Everything's a mess. Oh, everything is chaos. Oh, no. Guys, I recently got Invisaligns because I want my teeth to be straight again. I used to have braces and then I never wore my retainers. So now I got Invisaligns and I feel so funny talking with them. I'm not wearing them now because I'm drinking this, but there's like still the attachments on my mouth. So I feel so weird. You're gonna see it in every reading vlog. I'm gonna have a thing on my mouth and it's gonna be my Invisalign. But at least I'll be able to relate to this. Ready?
My Invisalign has.
I have taken out my Invisalign.
Taken out my Invisalign, and this is the album.
I will be able to relate to that from Billie Eilish. So, you know, silver linings. Anyway, but the point is you're gonna see my Invisalign in literally every single reading vlog from now on, and you're gonna see me with these attachments. But you know what? Later on, in approximately 6 months or a year or something, I will have the most beautiful of smiles, and then you'll know why. I didn't need to tell you that. That's the thing. But I share everything with you. I don't know why I just spew facts at this point. Like, I physically can't do something in my life without telling you about it. So there it is. I went to the dentist. Anyway, before we start this video, I want to talk about dark romance really quickly. I want to give you a warning. This is for anyone that either is new to dark romance or doesn't really know much about it, wants to try it out, but, you know, is not sure if it's for them. I want to tell you that please, 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 please be careful with dark romance. Please search up your trigger warnings for every single one of these books. I'm pretty sure that on, what is the name of the website? I'm pretty sure if you search up like Hunting Adeline trigger warnings, I feel like it should come up. But also most of these books, in the beginning of the book, they'll have a trigger warning. The author like will put a trigger warning for you, so you can actually just see every single warning on there. There you go. See? Warning. Do you see that? So it'll tell you every single thing that's on here. So if you're not comfortable with that, do not proceed. Now, there's nothing wrong with trying it out. You know, if you try something and then you're like, okay, this isn't for me, you could just move on. Perfect. Do that, okay? But dark romance, there are a lot of triggers, okay? The whole point of them is that the romance is dark. So do not say I did not warn you. Please, 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 if these are not for you, do not read them. Like, some of them include kidnapping and murder and non-con and dub-con, and there's just a lot of different kinks and a lot of different things within the dark romance that may not be for you. Again, may not be for you. Now, what's not okay is for you to turn around and judge other people for reading it. So let's just all be judgment-free over here. If you read them, yay. If you don't, yay. I'm gonna be trying to give you my lightest ones and then going into the darkest ones, okay? Obviously, in part 1, I already did lightest to darkest, so all of those books were included on there. But ever since then, I have read quite a bit more dark romances, so I'm gonna give you the lightest one. So if you want to start, if you want to dip your little toe in, these can be the ones you start with. These could be the ones. These could be... Okay. Anyway, and then I'll end this with the darkest romances possible, so that if you just really want to jump in the deep end, you just want to like throw yourself off a cliff and see if you fly, then be my guest, you know, be my fucking guest. Starting out with Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. I think this is such a good dark romance for people that want to start being in the genre, but they're like not really sure if they want to start or not, because this is a dark rom-com. Dark rom-com. This is a dark romance, but also comedy. It has a little bit of everything. There's dark aspects to this book, but the romance itself is very sweet. Does that make sense? Like, the romance is fluffy. It is about 2 serial killers, but again, you know, everybody has to have a pastime. We listen and we don't judge. So this book follows Rowan and Sloane, and it is dual POV from what I remember. Yes, it is. And they're both serial killers who start competing against each other, basically. They start this annual game where they play with killing against each other. And literally it just kind of goes through years of them forming a friendship, and then possibly could it be more than that. It is a slow burn. It is a dark romance. It is a rom-com. Like, for a book about 2 serial killers, this was very fucking funny. I am such a big fan of Butcher and Blackbird. Being a serial killer who kills serial killers is a great hobby until you find yourself locked in a cage for 3 days with a dead body. I fucking love that. I love Sloane. I love Rowan. He was actually so cute and so obsessed with her. Like, yeah, he's a serial killer, but like, he's also so baby girl. So I think Butcher and Blackbird is a great start. Again, if you want to just dip your toes in, see if it's for you, but also have some fun. Along the exact same lines as Butcher and Blackbird, we've got Lights Out by Nafisa Allen. I don't know where my copy is. I don't know where my copy is. Like, I have been looking for her. I have been looking for her for so long. Where is she? Like, maybe if I just look around the room, I'll find her. Hold on. No, that's all she wrote. Okay, anyway, Lights Out by Nafisa Allen is literally along the same lines of Butcher and Blackbird. If you've read Butcher and Blackbird and you're like, oh my god, I need more. How could I get more of something like that? Lights Out, bitch. Lights Out. It follows Josh and Allie, and it is also dual POV. And this one is even fucking funnier, if I do say so myself, okay? And I am an expert in funny things, due to the fact that I'm fucking hilarious. It's all the trauma. makes me funny. So Allie is a trauma nurse, okay, but in her spare time, she's constantly scrolling and seeing some content of masked men, okay? She's just like us for real. Basically, she's on Book Talk. And Josh is this hacker technology guy who is one of those masked men that Allie is constantly looking at on her For You page, okay? She's obsessed with Josh, but she does not know that she's obsessed with Josh. But guess what? Josh finds out that she is in fact obsessed with him, and he decides, hey, I'm just gonna like stalk her and make all her dreams come true. So this is a dark romance, stalker romance. It's very fast paced. It is so fucking funny. And I think the audiobook is one of my favorite things. Like Butcher and Blackbird and Lights Out have incredible audiobooks. So if you're like wanting to try audiobooks, I would say those are two really good ones. And this is just so funny. Like Josh, again, he's so sweet. This is a dark romance, but he's so fucking sweet. And the spice was spicing. Allie's great. I literally don't remember laughing out loud in a book as much as I did with this one. So if you want to laugh, if you want to dip your toes in, if you like Butcher and Blackbird, Lights Out. If you want to jump into the world of Mafia and you want to try Cora Riley, but her universe just seems so overwhelming and so incredibly big, then I suggest you start with Sweet Temptation. This is a standalone in the Cora Riley universe, and this is an arranged marriage Mafia romance, also single dad, but it is for some reason fluffy. Like it is a Mafia romance, but make it fluffy. Cassio basically has 2 kids and he lost his wife not too long ago. And in the Mafia, you can't be single. I don't know what it is about the Mafia, y'all, but if you've got kids, if you've got a title, you need to have someone to take care of said kids. They set feminism back thousands of years. And here I am fucking reading it. Anyway, completely besides the point. We're not going to pay attention to that. That has flown over my head. I've already forgotten about it. So Cassio needs a bride, needs a wife, yes. And enter Julia. She is going to be his wife. She is arranged to marry him and arranged to become his wife. Yeah. Guys, sometimes like, I swear. Like I said, this is Mafia, but in the sweetest of ways. If you want to dive into the Cora Riley universe, Cora Riley's universe is absolutely fucking huge. I did a whole video reading her universe before. So I went through like, I think it was like 30 books and I didn't even finish yet. Like all those 30 books I read, they're still second gen and all of it connects and shit like that. So this would be a great start because it is a standalone and you can kind of see if her writing is for you, if you like it. I think she is one of the best Mafia romance authors. If you ask me, it's just so fun. Like even if I don't love all of her books, her writing is so fun and so bingeable. So this is a great start. And like I said, it's like fluffy Mafia romances. If that's a category, this falls into it. Speaking of the Mafia, we've got the Perfectly Imperfect series by Neva Altaj. This is a series of interconnected standalones and all of them follow different couples in the Mafia. And again, I think they are so fucking bingeable and so easy to read. I read the first 3, I want to say. I don't think I finished the series quite yet. I read just the first 3, if I remember correctly. But I remember really enjoying it when I read them. They were literally like 200 pages or less. So easy to fucking read. You don't even have time to get tired of the book because by the time you're thinking about getting tired of the book's fucking over, okay? So it is so fun. It is so easy to read. And again, just like very easy to get into Mafia that way. So if you're trying to get into the Mafia, well, let me welcome you in with the Perfectly Imperfect series. Again, the most bingeable fucking Mafia romances ever. And they're all interconnected standalone. So you can actually just pick up whichever one you're interested in, or you can go in order with the series, kind of like I did. But, you know, I haven't finished, so don't take me as an example. Now, if you are a fan of the Devil's Night series by Penelope, why was I going to say Penelope Ward? That is not correct. That is not correct. If you are a fan of the Devil's Night series by Penelope Penelope. I'm sorry. Their name literally just fucking slipped my mind. How did that happen? Huh? Oh wait, Kill Switch is literally right here. Oh my god. Penelope Douglas. Okay, we're gonna pretend that that didn't happen. You're gonna look away. This is a best friend zone. We don't talk about what happens here anywhere else. Anyway, if you are a fan of the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas, I really think you'll like the Hollow Boy series by Monty J. This series is so good. Now, listen, this is the first book, The Lies We Steal. I don't love the first book. You do have to get through it to get to the other ones because they all follow a underlying storyline. Like it's not like the Perfectly Imperfect series where you can just pick up any of the books and it'll be a standalone. It's not like that. They do follow different couples, but it's all in the same friend group and it all follows the same like mystery plot throughout the whole thing. So you have this one where you have the first guy and girl that is dual POV, and then the next one follows another couple in the same series, and then the third couple has 2 books, and then the fourth couple is the final one, and they all stand on their own, but they all have a mystery that is throughout all of the books that you kind of have to read them in order to find out. So get through the first one. If you don't like the first one, I guarantee you like the second one because the second one, It is my personal favorite. The third and the fourth, part 1 and 2, is people's favorite. My favorite is the second one. I love the second one. I am a whore for Rook Van Doren. So just like the Devil's Night series, this follows 4 best friends. So you've got Alistair, you've got Rook, Thatcher, and Silas. And all of them have books. All of them have stories. Unlike the Devil's Night series, there's no sharing or anything like that. These guys are like very much obsessed with their women and very much like, you must be mine, which I think was my favorite part because I don't love that in Devil's Night. And unlike Devil's Night, they are also like actual fucking killers. Like Devil's Night, they're scary, but they're not like, you know, they're scary. How do I explain them? They're scary, but they're like peaked in high school scary. They're not scary like Mafia scary. You know what I mean? Like these guys are actually fucking scary. Like they actually kill people. You know? Anyway, these 4 guys live in Ponderosa Springs and they are trying to solve a murder that happened a long time ago that is within their friend group, okay? Someone in their friend group didn't fucking make it. Did not make it. I'm so sorry. And they're trying to figure out the murder and they start unraveling a lot of different things. That is all I will tell you. This series is so fucking good. Again, it is like crack. I really, really think you'll love it, but please just get through the first one. It is not the best. But then again, you may love the first one. You know what I mean? If you love the first one, then yay. The series will get better from there. But if you don't love the first one, well, then I told you. Now, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite fucking trilogies of all time. I adore, adore, adore this trilogy. It is the Monster Trilogy by Rena Kent. This is book 2, Lies of My Monster, because I couldn't find my copy of book 1. Now, let me explain myself, okay, guys? I am in the middle of moving all of my books to like the books that I've already read or that is not on my TBR or something like that. I'm moving them to a storage unit right next to my house. So that's why everything is a little bit all over the place, because eventually when I move into like a big house, I want to have my library. So I can't give my books away. You know what I mean? I've spent years collecting them, but then at the same time, it's like, I have no space for them here. So I'm moving them to a storage unit. Anyway, that's why I can't find a lot of them. But this is the second one, Lies of My Monster. Then we've got Blood of My Monster and something else of my monster. What else of my monster? Blood of My Monster, Lies of My Monster, Heart of My Monster. There you go. It is a Monster Trilogy by Rena Kent. I think a lot of people talk about Rena Kent. A lot of people talk about the Legacy of God series. Not enough people talk about the Monster Trilogy by her. I think it is quite literally her best work. I really do. Like God of Fury is probably my favorite book of all time. I literally am obsessed with God of Fury. But Monster Trilogy, it is incredible. It follows Krill and Sasha, and it is the only one of Rena Kent's books, I feel, that is very different from everything else. Basically, Krill and Sasha, they're both in the military, okay? He is there like a commander top guy. I don't really know what he is. He's just like the top of the top. And she is there because she sneaks in pretending to be a man so that she can uncover something that happened to her family, okay? So she's like trying to figure out things that occurred to her family, and so she jumps right in to the military dressed as a man. I know, it gives Mulan vibes. And also you get a lot of different tropes through this. So like it is boss employee a little bit too, because she becomes his bodyguard. It is, what would be the trope where she's dressed as a man and they fall in love? She's the man? It's like She's the Man, except make it Mafia and not like She's the Man at all.
Oh, right.
Anyway, I feel like this is her most underrated fucking trilogy. I said what I said. Like, the Deception trilogy is incredible, but the Monster trilogy is just everything to me. If you are going to read Rena Kent, I think you should start with her Mafia series because they're like not really connected to anything later. So, well, they are in a way, but like their kids are connected and stuff. So I feel like if you read the Monster trilogy or read the Deception trilogy, that is a great fucking place to start. And like I said, this is her best work. I love Krill so fucking much. I love Sasha. This trilogy took me through it and it is so bingeable. I'm pretty sure I read all 3 books in just like one Sunday. So you can do that too. Argue with a wall. So this is when we start getting into a little bit of darker books. Okay, the ones I've shown you so far have been either they have a little bit of humor in them or they're like Mafia but make it fluffy. They're not too much on the darker side, right? Now we're getting a little bit to that darker side. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton? I feel like a lot of people talk about the Cat and Mouse Duet by H.D. Carlton. It is my personal fucking favorite, but Does It Hurt is also really good. I'm not obsessed with it by any means. I'm pretty sure I rated it 3 stars, but I still enjoyed the story and I feel like it could be something that a lot of people fucking like. Seems to me like it's easier to like Does It Hurt than it is to like the Cat and Mouse Duet. But I love the Cat and Mouse Duet. I, however, cannot relate to that. Anyway, so Does It Hurt follows Enzo and Sawyer, and basically Sawyer, she takes people's identities. What are those people called? Where they take identities of the other people? Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
What are they called? What are they called? Thieves of identities. Thieves of identities. Identity theft thieves. Identity people that steal identities of the other people. Right. She steals people's identities, okay? She is a criminal, is what I am trying to say. And one day she bumps into Enzo and she steals his fucking identity. However, Enzo is not any man, okay? He does not let that go. He, in fact, is like, I'm gonna get revenge for this bitch. I'm going to fucking find you. And find her, he does, okay? There's a scene specifically where he's trying to get revenge for her stealing his identity, and he takes her on a boat, and while he, how do I explain this without making me sound crazy? While he naked twisters her from behind, he dips her head into shark-infested waters right after he bit her lip, so she is bleeding. So her bleeding head is in shark-infested waters, and he's just going to pound town behind her. I realize that doesn't, in fact, make me sound crazy, but anyway, this is a mystery, kind of. Like, it does have a little bit of mystery throughout. You are trying to understand what's going on, who Enzo is, who Sawyer is, trying to understand everyone. There's also obviously the romance. There's obviously the spice featuring sharks. Shark bait, ooh haha.
Shark bait, ooh,
Doesn't Hurt by Ashley Carlton. Like I said, not my #1 favorite by her, but I still had a really good time. Sicko by Amo Jones. Okay, this is when you want to kind of start to get a little bit crazy. I know what you're thinking.
Larry, was the shark-infested waters thing not crazy?
No. Listen, this is a stepbrother romance, but also it's an MC romance. Yeah, basically, Girly has a stepbrother that she has a crush on her entire fucking life, and he's just like this sweet little brother who protects her. I don't want to say brother. I don't like the fact that I said brother. Stepbrother. There was no relation. It's not incest. It's like incest adjacent. You know what I mean? It's none of my business where you find the love of your life, whether it's at the mall or at home. Anyway, Royce is her stepbrother, and he's always sworn to protect her, and now it is years later, and he is the vice president of an MC, the Wolfpack MC, to be more specific. Now, I love motorcycle clubs. Well, I love motorcycle club books, and I love motorcycle club, like, content because of Sons of Anarchy. Every time I'm reading about a motorcycle club, it's Sons of Anarchy. Every single person is Jax Teller. Like, I don't care. You are Jax Teller. You could literally be, like, super tall, super tan, with black hair, blue eyes. You're Jax Teller. I don't care. I don't care how you're described. To me, you're Jax Teller. So he now does not go by Royce anymore. She sees him, and he is now not the stepbrother she used to know. He now goes by Sicko. And guys, there's a lot of mystery to this one too. This one bugged me up. Like, this book took me for a ride, slapped me, and threw me across the gym. That literally does not make any sense. This book slapped me, is what I'm trying to say. I, at no point, knew where this book was going, and I still ate it up. So, if you want to try something a little bit crazier, Sicko, yeah. Sticking to our little mystery vibe, we've got Pen Pal by J.T. Geisinger. I read this entire book, I think, in one sitting. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Guys, can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, why is this? Okay, there you go. Ta-da! I'm not a big fan of, like, sprayed edges on paperbacks, but I really like this one because it just says I'll wait forever if I have to. I don't want to tell you too much about this book because the mystery is the entire fucking point of it. I don't want to give anything away. Basically, it follows a woman whose husband died, and now she's just going through the grieving process, and she receives a letter from prison that literally says, I'll wait forever if I have to. And then when she asks him, like, I'm sorry, wait forever for what? Who is this? What's going on? He says, you. That's it. That's the only thing I'll leave you with. So a mystery man from prison starts writing letters to her after her husband passes away. And at no point will you know where this story is going. Okay, I think that's why I liked it so much. I did not love the nickname in this book. I remember the nickname pissed me off. Like, he calls her, does he call her Little Wolf? Or he calls her, like, Little Rat? I don't know. He calls her a weird, like, furry name, which I hate those. I've told you guys before, but I kind of got through it because this book absolutely blew my fucking mind. So it will annoy you. Like, the nickname annoyed me. The spice annoyed me. I kind of just didn't care about any of it. But the fact that the book, the twist got me more than any mystery book I've ever read, I just really have to fucking include it in this because of that. Okay. So if you want, like, a mystery dark romance, if you want to not know what's going on, but you will get annoyed at the nickname. So don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you, my little wolf. My little wolf, my little sheep, my little crocodile. Next up, we've got Little Stranger by Lee Rivers. Listen, this is the Web of Silence duet. I haven't read the second one yet, Little Liar. It is this book, but told again from, like, different POVs, and it gives you a little bit more. I haven't read that yet, but I did read Little Stranger, and guys, this book is dark. Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out. The guy in here is very baby girl. I said what I said. He's very cute. He's very sweet. Okay. Now that may just be me being crazy. So take that with a grain of salt. This one follows Olivia and Malachi, and they are also step siblings. I know that a lot of dark romances here actually are step siblings. I don't have any step siblings. I would like to make that very known. I am a single child, a single person of child. Single. What are those things called when you don't have any siblings? Is that a single child? That doesn't sound right for some reason. I am a person that doesn't have any siblings. Anyway, so I don't know where the fuck this king came from. I blame my mom because she started reading these and I was like, ooh, sounds fun. Also, I blame Clueless and I blame Life with Derek, okay? Life with Derek taught me to like the step-sibling trope. Anyway, they are step-siblings and they grew up together. She sends him to prison. And now it is Halloween night and he gets out of prison and wants revenge. Again, that sounds like a crazy plot, but let me just tell you that it is so fucking cute. You walk through their entire like childhood together and you know, you get to know him and you get to know her. And then now it is years later and you kind of get to see a past present kind of thing. And I hear in the next book, you get his POV too. In this one, you do not have his POV. If I'm recalling correctly, I'm literally not recalling correctly at all because you do actually have his POV, but only in part 2. In the past chapters, you don't have his POV. You only have hers. And then in the present chapter, you have his POVs. And then in the other book, you have his POVs in the past chapters too. Does that make sense? This book is a little bit crazy. There is something in this book called, actually, let me just read you the trigger warnings in this book. Just you wait, okay? First of all, the dedication literally says, if a masked stranger presses a screwdriver to your throat and tells you to run, what do? I mean, I'm fucking running. I'm calling the police on my way as I'm running, but I'm running. Content warnings. I'm gonna read this to you, okay? Content warning. Don't be fooled by part 1. This book is one of the darkest I've ever written and contains a lot of triggering content that some readers may find unsettling. If dark and taboo books aren't for you, then this isn't your jam. Really, if anything listed triggers you, I beg you to stop now. Think about your mental health and send this book to where you found it, in the pits of hell. The characters are foster siblings, not blood related, but are raised together. If you are comfortable with heavy somnophilia, CNC, dubious consent, drugging, branding, choking, sex over a dying body with other kinks like brother-sister kink, knife play, primal play, blood play, pain, screwdriver, fear, light breeding, anal, and spider play, Malachi Weiss, my new favorite mute psychopath, is waiting for you. So yeah, but like I said, he's so baby girl. Now I get to yap about one of my favorite dark romance series. Guys, if you like the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent, I really think you will love this series. This is the North Shore series by Lola King. I'm only holding book 1, but I love all the books. In fact, the second one is my favorite, Heartless Beloved. I will eat that book. I will eat that book for breakfast. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, better than the gym thing I said earlier. What was the gym thing I said? Something about someone throwing me out of the gym. That made no sense. Like, where did that come from? What I'm trying to say here is I'll eat this book for breakfast. I'll eat this entire series for breakfast. I love Lola King. I'll eat Lola King. Okay, let me not say that. So Beautiful Fiend is part of the North Shore series. This is book number 1. I think you should read them all in order, but they are interconnected standalones, so you don't need to. This follows rival gangs the entire series. So you have literally the same town, this very poor side of town, where there are 2 gangs in the same town, and they're constantly fighting for ownership of the town. Does that make sense? They're gangs. That's what they do, I guess. And all of the books follow different people from different sides of the gang. So what makes this really fun is in like one book, you'll be completely on one side. And then as you read another book, you're like, no, I actually like this side better. And then you'll read another book and you're like, oh my God, no, I actually am back to this side. And that's what I ate up the most about this. This one is so God. This one, they are both each from a different side. So you have Billy and you have Caden, and it is dual POV. The entire thing is dual POV, the whole series. And he's on one side of, you know, the gang, and she is on the rival side. And well, that's it. It is enemies to lovers, forbidden romance of them being on different sides. Basically like Romeo and Juliet, but like super dark. I guess Romeo and Juliet technically is also kind of dark, like kind of crazy, right? If we're thinking about it, this is a modern day Romeo and Juliet. Anyway, I think if you have read God of Malice and you love Killian Carson, you will love Caden King. He's so fucking unhinged. This series is so fucking dark, but in the best way. Now, let me just tell you that every trigger warning is in here. Like I told you about all of these books, please search up your trigger warnings. There is non-con in this one, I'm pretty sure, right in the beginning, just like God of Malice. So if that's not for you, then this book is not going to be for you. It says in the beginning, I'm pretty sure. There you go. It contains non-con for real and dub-con. He's morally gray. He's pitch black. It contains a lot of things. Actually, lots of things. So it may not be for you, but it is for me though. With that being said, I fucking love this series. The second one is Heartless Beloved, and that one is so cute. I'm in love with that one. I'm in love. have. The first two are the best ones in my opinion. But my mom loves the last one the most, so just read all of them. We are getting to the darkest of the darkest of the dark, okay? Like these top 3 are probably the darkest books I've ever read. So this is one of them, and this is another one of them. This is the Edge of Darkness trilogy by Lee Rivers. Yes, the same author who wrote Little Stranger, but it literally feels like 2 completely different authors. Those books are so different from each other. So if you tried Little Stranger and you didn't like it, still read the Edge of Darkness trilogy. I will never shut the fuck up about this. It follows Cade and Stacy, and they are childhood friends to lovers, kind of. She is his sister's best friend, and they meet when they are kids, and you get to see them meet, and you get to see them like become lovers and get to know each other, become friends and all of that. And now it is years later and they are not talking. They are literally do not get along whatsoever. He in fact fucking hates her, and you do not know what happened. So you kind of go through past, present, and find out what happened. You see them getting to know each other, and now you see them hate each other. So sister's best friend, enemies to lovers, past, present, childhood friends to lovers, it's always been you. Oh, there's so much to this. And the more you read it, the more fucking crazy shit that happens. Like at no point did I expect what was gonna happen in this story. In fact, at no point did I even really smile, if I'm being honest. Like I just remember crying. That's kind of all I remember. But in the best way. It was worth it in the end, if that makes you feel better. And someone else is getting a book, guys. Cade, in this book, he has a dad. He has a father, okay, as some people do. And his father is insane, and he's getting a book. He's getting a book that's coming out this month. I'm so excited. I'm gonna eat that up. I'm gonna eat that for breakfast. Edge of Darkness trilogy, please fucking read it. It will literally change your life. And lastly, I've got the darkest book in this pile of books. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is a dark book. This is not a dark romance book, but I want to include it here because I feel like it deserves it. It is a literally phenomenal book. I rated the entire thing. Like, it's a duology. I rated the whole thing 5 stars. But I never want to look at it again, okay? With that being said, it is The Torment Duet by Dylan Page. The reason why I'm telling you it is a dark book but not a dark romance is because the romance is not the main part of it. Like, you're gonna read book 1 and you're gonna be like, ew, what actually is going on? And throughout the book, you're gonna feel the way the character feels. I don't really know how to explain that. It is basically a story about a girl and her very fucked up relationship with her stepbrother. Not like this where you're like, stepbrother, hot. Like this where you're like, stepbrother, ew, what the fuck is happening? Okay? You will feel everything she feels. This is also a motorcycle club. I don't want to tell you too much, but it's a duet, Torment 1 and Torment 2. You do have to read both. It literally is called Torment for a specific fucking reason, okay? I don't think I've ever cried this much. In fact, I think this is the most I've ever cried in my entire life. And that says a lot because I cry often. Like I said, dark book, not dark romance. There's still romance in it, but it is not the main focus of the story. Do not go into it thinking that that's what it is because you will be very, very fucking disappointed. But if you go into it knowing that it is a story about a girl and that's it. It's a story about a girl who got a river and drowned the whole world. Do you guys know what song I'm singing? Oh, that person's cleaning their window. How nice. Anyway, The Torment Duet. Don't say I didn't fucking warn you. No. There's no way. No fucking way. My contact's coming out of my eye. My contact literally came out of my eye. Yeah. Well, we've reached the end. These are all the books I wanted to talk about today. Again, if you haven't watched part 1, go watch part 1. I talk about a lot of dark romances in that part. I think there's like 20 books in that one. And this one, these are just the books that I've read in the past year. I will keep doing different parts of this. If you want to see different ultimate guides, let me know what you want to see an ultimate guide for. I've made so many in this channel at this point. Just go watch them. Again, I'm not an expert. I just pretend to be. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Have such a beautiful day.